Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Today is April 27th. Boston has fired Cora. The Mexico City series happened. Let's talk about it. Hello, everybody. My name is Steven. This is the middle of the order. How are we doing today, ladies and gentlemen? There is a good stuff to talk about in today's episode. Some drama around the league. Some great baseball games happened this weekend as well. So we're going to get into all of that and more in today's episode. But first, as per usual, let's hit up our series recap. We start off with the Red Sox and the Orioles. Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman, and Dylan Beavers all homer in the first inning. That would have alone been enough to win them this game, but Samuel Basallo homers, Kobe Mayo homers, and Adley goes deep again, 10-3 Baltimore. In Game 2, the Red Sox were up by 6 in the ninth. They decide to put up 10 runs in the inning. Andrew Monasterio hits a grand slam, his first of the year. Caleb Durbin, his first of the year, both of them first as the Red Sox as well. Wilson Contreras, his fifth of the year. 17-1 Boston, the final. In the next game, Contreras homers again, Basallo homers again, Gunnar homers again, all three of them getting their second homers of the series. Boston ends up winning it 5-3, taking 2 of 3 from Baltimore. The Twins and Rays, Junior Caminero and Jonathan Aranda go bang for bang as they both hit 2 homers in this game, a total of 4 from them, 6-2 the Rays in that one. Jake Fraley, his second home run of the season, helps the Rays to a 6-1 win. And then Yandy Diaz, a 2-run homer, his fourth of the year, caps off a 4-run third, all the runs they needed to get them the sweep as they win it 4-2. Guardians and Blue Jays. The Guardians score 5 in the first. Daniel Schneemann and Angel Martinez homering in that one. Angel Martinez homered twice in this game, his fourth and fifth homers of the year. Jesus Sanchez and Kazuma Okamoto homering for the Jays to close the gap, but they do not have enough time. Guardians 8-6 the final. Kazuma Okamoto homers again in this series, though his fifth of the year helps the Blue Jays 5-3 in Game 2. And then Jesus Sanchez, with the game tied up at 2, he breaks that tie with a 2-run go-ahead homer. His fourth of the year makes it 4-2 Blue Jays as Toronto takes 2 of 3 from the Guardians. They win back-to-back series. Nationals and White Sox now. Murakami does it again, ties the league with his 11th home run on the year. 5-4 White Sox in that one. The White Sox would score 2 in the 8th to tie Game 2. That one goes to extras, but the Nationals score 4 in the 10th to the White Sox 1. They end up taking a 6-3 victory. And in the next game, it also goes into 10 after 0-0 through 9. Jose Tena hits his first homer of the year to get 2 for the Nationals, who hold the Sox to 1 in back-to-back games. They take the next game 2-1, the final in that one, taking 2 of 3 from the White Sox, 2 wins in extras. Angels and Royals. The Royals score 5 in the 4th as they roll to a 6-3 victory over the Angels. Salvador Perez hits his 4th homer of the year, while Nick Lofton picks up a 4 RBI game in a 12-1 ambush by the Royals. And in the last game, the Angels led by 6 with Trout hitting his 9th home run of the year. But here come the Royals as Bobby Witt Jr. finally gets his first homer of the season. Isaac Collins picks up his second. And while the Royals were down to their last out with down 2 runs in this game, Jack Caglione steps up and hits the 2-run game-tying homer for the second to tie the game in extras, where Lane Thomas was the hero. His first homer of the year is a 3-run walk-off blast. The Royals win it 11-9 and sweep the Angels. Yankees and Astros now. Ryan McMahon picks up his second of the year. Josh Chisholm his second of the year. Ben Rice his 9th. Jose Caballero his second, as all 4 homer for the Yankees in a 12-4 victory. Trent Grisham then homers for his 4th of the year. Jose Caballero does it again, his 3rd. Austin Wells hits his 2nd in an 8-3 Yankees win. And in the final game, Judge hits his 10th home run of the season. but Christian Walker picks up his 7th, and Isaac Paredes hits up his 3rd as the Astros avoid the sweep with a 7-4 victory. A's and Rangers now. Nick Kurtz hits his 5th homer on the year. Carlos Cortez, a 2-homer game, picks up his 3rd and 4th of the season. Soderstrom his 3rd, Geloff his 1st, as A's hit 5 home runs and lead their way to an 8-1 victory. The Rangers, though, in Game 2 come back from down 3 as Josh Young hits a go-ahead 2-run homer in the 6th for his 4th of the year to help the Rangers get a 4-3 win. And in the rubber match, it's Carlos Cortez with a 2-run triple. That's all the runs the A's would need as they end up winning it 2-1 and taking 2 of 3 from Texas in Texas. The Rockies would play 3 against the Mets. Troy Johnston delivers in this series. He gets a 2-run single in the first game, which ends up being the difference in a 4-3 Rockies win. Game on Saturday was rained out, so it means a doubleheader on Sunday, where the Rockies pitching hold the Mets to just 1 home run on the day from Tyrone Taylor. They end up winning the first game 3-1, and then Hunter Goodman, a 2-run homer, his 7th of the year, makes it 3-0 Rockies as they end up with 6 runs to the Mets, 1 run on the day, but they sweep the Mets as they only hold them to 4 runs in this series. How do you like that? Colorado with a big sweep over the Mets. Phillies and Braves now. Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, both homer for the Phillies, but Acuna hits a 2nd homer of the season, and no doubter, while the Braves score 3 in the 6th to come back 5-3 the final there. Zach Wheeler back on the mound for the Phillies, and they need him the most right now in the 10-game losing streak, looking to end it. They end up tying this game late and sending it to extras, and with some help, they end up picking up 4 runs in the 10th. They hold the Braves, and the Phillies can put their 10-game losing streak to bed as they take an 8-5 victory. But the rubber match goes the Braves' way. Matt Olson, a 3-run homer, his 8th on the year. Eli White picks up home run number 2 on the year. 6-2 Braves. They take 2 of 3 from the Phillies. Mariners and Cardinals played a fun one. Josh Naylor breaks this tie with his 3rd homer of the season, helping the Mariners to a 3-2 victory. In Game 2, we got a Julio first inning bomb to put the Mariners up 2, but that's immediately erased in the bottom half as J.J. Weatherholt and Ivan Herrera lead off with back-to-back home runs. How about Will Wilson for the Mariners hitting his first career MLB home run? Cole Young for the Mariners, his 3rd on the year. But here come the Cardinals. Pedro Pajes picks up his 2nd. Nathan Church with a 2-homer game picks up his 3rd and 4th. He also robbed a home run. The Mariners end up tying it in the 8th with 2 runs and then take the lead in the 9th with 2 runs. They end up winning it 11-9, a thriller in St. Louis. And to end it, J.J. Weatherholt picks up his 5th homer on the season, but Cal picks up his 6th homer of the season. How about Nathan Church picking up his 5th homer of the season, his 3rd of the series as well? All 3 of them homer. But the game is tied in the 9th inning. Rob Refsnyder up for the Mariners. He's called out on strikes on a pitch that was nowhere close to the zone, but uses the power of ABS to overturn it and then proceeds to hit the go-ahead home run for his 2nd of the year to give the Mariners the lead in the 9th and the sweep in this series as they take it 3-2 the final. Tigers and Reds. The Tigers get 4 home runs from Riley Green, Javier Baez, Spencer Torkelson, and Kerry Carpenter, but the Reds also get 4 home runs, 2 from Matt McLain, his 1st and 2nd on the year, and 2 from Nathaniel Lau, his 1st and 2nd of the year. And Lau's 2nd was the 2-run walk-off home run. The Reds steal one from the Tigers in a thriller 9-8 the final. In the 2nd game, Sal Stewart hits a 3-run homer, his 9th on the year. Nathaniel Lau goes deep again. How about TJ Friedl picking up his 1st on the year? Ellie De La Cruz picks up his 9th. Torkelson, another home run for the Tigers. It ends up being a blowout, though, 9-2 Cincinnati in that one. Lau, after not hitting a homer all season long, picks up his 4th of the series, 4th of the year. JJ Bleday goes deep in the for his 1st on the season. How-You Lee hitting his first career MLB home run, a 2-run go-ahead home run to put the Tigers up, and they added on from there. Gleyber Torres picks up his second homer of the year, and Spencer Torkelson, after not having a home run after 3 weeks of the season, has now homered in 5 straight games as the Tigers in cruise control win it 8-3 to avoid the sweep. Pirates and Brewers, how about a happy birthday for Connor Griffin, who celebrates his 20th birthday with his first career MLB home run and a Pirates win 6-0 the final. Game 2 would go into extras with the Pirates score 3 in the 10th while holding the Brewers in a 6-3 victory. And in the final game, the Brewers pick up all the runs in this one, 5 of them in the 4th inning. 5-0 Brewers, they avoided the sweep to Pittsburgh. Cubs and Dodgers now. The Cubs come back in the first game down 4 with 2 clutch home runs. Alex Bregman in the 8th ties the game up, and then Dansby Swanson in the 9th, a 2-run go-ahead shot. Cubs come back to win this one 6-4. In the second game, Max Muncy hits his 9th homer of the season. The Dodgers score 6 in the 4th as they end up blowing this one open 12-4 the final. And in the road match, Shohei Ohtani hits his 6th homer of the season as the Dodgers win by 6-0 the final. They take 2 of 3 from the Cubs. Marlins and Giants now. Liam Hicks hits his 5th homer on the season. Connor Norby his 3rd. Marlins with a 9-4 victory in this one. Giants come back in game 2 though. Drew Gilbert his 2nd of the season. Casey Schmidt his 3rd, and Heliot Ramos his 3rd. Giants 3 homers helped them to a 6-2 victory. And in the road match, Miami's Graham Pauley hits a 3-run homer, his first homer on the season, but the Giants score 6 unanswered, including a go-ahead 3-run homer from Casey Schmidt's 4th on the year. 6-3 Giants, they take 2 of 3 from Miami. And last but not least, we are not in the States. We are going to Mexico City for the Padres and the D-backs, the Mexico City series. And the first home run of it is from very own Alek Thomas, the Mexico native, whose home run makes it 4-0 Arizona. But the Padres score 6 unanswered, including a 2-homer game from Ty France, as him and the help of Mason Miller shut it down for a 6-4 Padres win. And in the next game, Machado, a 2-homer game. Luis Campusano goes deep. Jose Fernandez goes deep for the Diamondbacks. It ends up being 7-1 in this one. But here come the Diamondbacks. Ildemaro Vargas picks up his 6th home run of the season. Tim Tawa gets a grand slam, his first on the year, followed by a go-ahead 2-run double from Lourdes Gurriel Jr. The Diamondbacks take the lead in this one. They go from down 6, score 11 unanswered to win this one 12-7. They split the Mexico City series 12-7 the final. That's your series recap. And we have another episode here where the games of the weekend prove to be more than just one. We've been treated to some great baseball here in the month of April. I've got a game from each day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. For our Friday game, we're going to Cincinnati between the Tigers and the Reds. Top of the second, Riley Green, his 3rd homer on the year, 1-0 Detroit. Top third, Javier Baez on a 3-0 pitch. His 2nd homer of the season makes it 2-0 Detroit, as those 2 solo shots are all the scoring here early, before Matt Vierling picks up a 2-run double in the inning. 4-0 Detroit. Top 4, Jahmai Jones picks up an RBI single. It's 5-0, and everything is going to Detroit's way in this one. Bottom 5th, though, Matt McClain picks up his first homer on the season. It's a 2-run shot, and the Reds are on the board. Bottom 6, it's Nathaniel Lowe that's homers. His first of the year solo shot makes it a 2-run game, before the bottom of the 7th happens where Matt McClain picks up his 2nd homer of the game. Another 2-run shot. This game is tied up at 5. Lau would reach on a throwing error, which allows Eddie De La Cruz to score, and then Tyler Stevenson picks up an RBI double as the Reds score 4 runs in the inning and go from down 2 up to, but this one's not done. Top of the eighth, Spencer Torkelson, his third homer of the year, is a solo shot, makes it a 1-run game. Then with a runner on, it's Kerry Carpenter, his sixth homer on the season, a 2-run shot, puts the Tigers back in the lead. It's 8-7. And then in the bottom of the ninth with Jansen on looking for the save, Spencer Steer is aboard, and it's Nathaniel Lowe, his second homer of the game. 2-run shot. It's a walk-off blast. Reds win it 9-8. Going on to Saturday, how about we go to St. Louis for the Mariners and the Cardinals? Top first with Cal Raleigh on. Julio would hit his second homer of the season. A 2-run shot puts the Mariners up. But in the bottom of the first, J.J. Weatherholt leading off for the Cardinals hits his fourth homer of the year. And right behind him is Ivan Herrera with his fourth homer of the year. That's 2-2. Going to the top of the second, hello, Will Wilson. How about career homer number 1? His 2-run shot puts the Mariners up to it's 4-2. Bottom second, Nathan Church, his third of the year. It's a solo shot. Cardinals within 1. But in the bottom of the third, the Cardinals would strike Mason Wynn. An RBI single makes it 4-4. Nathan Church, a sac fly, puts them up by 1. And then Pedro Pajes hits a 2-run homer. The Cardinals score 4 in the inning and take a 7-4 lead. Top of the fourth, Cole Young, his third homer on the year, makes it 7-5 with that solo shot. Then top 5, Randy Arozarena, a sac fly, makes it a 1-run game. And in the top of the sixth, we have a brand new ball game as Dominic Canzone gets the RBI single. It's 7-7. Bottom 7, how about Nathan Church again? His second homer of the game, a 2-run shot. Cardinals back out in front, 9-7. Top 8 with 2 runners on, Connor Joe delivers for Seattle. A 2-run single ties this game up at 9th. And in the 9th inning, with another 2 runners on, Leo Rivas singles in the runners as it is now 11-9 Seattle. That's the final in this one, as there was a fun back and forth one that ended with Seattle taking it. And on Sunday, you had the Kansas City Royals and the Los Angeles Angels. Mike Trout hits his 9th homer of the season. A 2-run shot puts the Halos up in the first. Then in the second, Adam Frazier picks up an RBI double. Zach Neto scores 2 on an RBI double. And then Jorge Soler singles him home. It's 6-0 Halos. Bottom 5, this is where the Royals pick up their first run of the game. Isaac Collins, the RBI single. Then in the bottom of the 6th with the runner on, Bobby Witt Jr. finally hits his first homer of the season. It's a 2-run shot, and the lead is cut in half. Top 7, the Angels get one back. Joe Adell, the RBI single. It's 7-3. Bottom of the 7th, Isaac Collins, he gets a solo shot. They get that run right back. His second of the year, it's 7-4. Vinny Pasquantino later in the inning picks up a sac fly, makes it a 2-run game. Royals are not going away easy. Top 9, the Angels would add one on a bases-loaded walk, but the Royals get out of it, and they are down 3 as we go to the bottom of the 9th. Salvador Perez, El Captain, gets an RBI single to make it a 2-run game, but the Royals are down to the last out and upsets Jack Caglione, who hits his second homer of the season, a game-tying 2-run shot. This one needs extras. Top 10, the Angels score on a passed ball from catcher Carter Jensen, makes it 9-8 as they have the lead. But in the bottom of the 10th, with 2 runners on, Lane Thomas gets to be the hero, hits his first homer of the season, a walk-off 3-run bomb. The Royals end up taking it 11-9, the final in 10. Those were 3 great games, and those were your games of the weekend. Now let's get into the news, and we are starting off with the most juicy part of the week, and that is the Red Sox have fired Alex Cora as manager, and he was not the only one, as the Red Sox Management kind of went on a tear here. They have fired Alex Cora as manager. They fired Ramon Vasquez, the bench coach. Pete Fatsay, the hitting coach. Third base coach Kyle Hudson, the assistant hitting coach Dylan Lawson, and the hitting strategy coach Joe Cronin. All of those guys are gone. They also, Jason Varitek, who was their game planning and run prevention coach, who was in his 30th year with the organization as a player slash coach, because some were players and some was coach. He has been, quote, assigned to a new role within the organization, basically meaning he was fired from, game planning and run prevention and is going to be doing something else for the team. Regardless, the Red Sox have announced that Chad Tracy was named the interim manager for the club going forward. Of course, Chad Tracy, he is a former major leaguer. He was the Boston's AAA affiliate team manager. He was, doing that. Now he's with the big league club. He gets the call up here to take over. And there has been a very shaky couple of days for Boston here. Of course, they're not off to the hottest start here. They sit 11-17, last in the AL East, and one of the bottom teams in the league. It's been just unfortunate incidents after unfortunate incidents and bad baseball and just not getting things they want. And this is the direction that they decide to take by firing pretty much anyone offensive in the team, any offensive coach in the team. All the pitching coaches are fine, and the bullpen coach and all that stay the same. It's more so on the offense. That is what we kind of have been made clear about. But I mean, really, you gotta kind of point the question or point the finger at Craig Breslow, kind of. I mean, it's not been a pretty picture since he's taken over for the Red Sox back in 2023. Of course, the Red Sox, they did that docu-series that they had following the team, the 2024 Red Sox, I believe. That was very enjoyable for me to watch. I loved watching that. I loved seeing some of the inner mechanisms in a big league club and what players go through and what the GM, like Greg Breslow, goes through in this case. I really enjoyed that. I thought it was a great way of doing things. You got to learn a lot about the players and the coaches and management and people involved in the team. And, obviously we follow one team, Boston, but in the case, it's the same thing for a bunch of teams, and a very, eye-opening document. But it seems like everything after this has kind of been not ideal. We go back to the offseason. We go back to last year with the Dever situation, with the Bregman situation. Like, you name it, these last, year and a half to 2 years here for Boston, like, the on-field team has been good. It hasn't been where they expect to be, granted their history. But like, the off the field stuff has been very questionable. You have Devers asking him to play DH and then first base, and then he's unhappy, so you trade him and you want Bregman to be your third baseman, and then you tell him that you're not going to change your policy for him because that's what he wants, security and all this other stuff, and to maintain that, so he decides to leave. So now you go from Devers and Bregman to neither of them. You end up trading for Durbin, who has been off to a really cold start, and then you have all this stuff coming out, and it's just like, okay, so what? Alex Cora was the problem and all this stuff was the problem? I don't know. You've got Garrett Whitlock, who, he had a quote about the message from Red Sox management, because obviously when, you've got this big firing thing, as a player, you kind of have questions about what's going on, what's the direction of the team, what are we doing here? To what upper management said, and this is the quote from Garrett Whitlock, they made it very clear that we get paid to play baseball, and we need to just focus on playing baseball. Basically saying that, don't worry about what's going on, you just go out and play baseball. Which, I mean, me personally, I don't play Major League Baseball. I'm not on a Major League team. I would find it difficult for me to be going out there every day to play baseball when the people in charge of me aren't letting me in on the plan, aren't letting me know what's going on with myself and with my team. Like, how am I supposed to go out there and function on the day-to-day? Like, it seems theoretically impossible. You had this quote here, and I'm going to paraphrase this quote here because I think it's a really funny quote from an anonymous former Red Sox player. It's like shitting your pants, and instead of changing your underwear, you change the shit in the underwear. It's still dirty. Like it doesn't like firing Cora and firing all these coaches and everything. It's not gonna fix your season magically. Like there is the inner like mechanics of the clubhouse environment right now that from the outside perspective, from what we're all seeing in these last 2 days, because Cora got fired after their 17-1 win against Baltimore on Saturday. Chad Tracy wins the next game on Sunday, his first game as now the interim manager. So Red Sox on a 2-game winning streak, but like it's not going to magically change everything. The offense has still not been firing well. The pitching's been okay, but like you need to see this like boost in morale here. And right now, Boston is just a lackluster team among other lackluster teams. Like, of course, the Phillies and Mets have been pretty bad, and the Astros haven't been where we thought they'd be, and the Blue Jays have been kind of slow at the start here. But Boston's in that mix as well. Nobody thought, like, people were going to say Boston was going to go compete for the division and all this stuff. They sit 7 games behind the Yankees right now. They're 6 games back of 500. And with all this stuff that's coming up, and I assume this is just the start of it, I feel like there's going to be more stories and more behind the scenes things that will come out from, players in a couple years or, managers, etc., whoever. But to me, this is just a poor decision. I mean, was Alex Cora the best manager? No, he's not. I think he's a respectable manager. I think he was not the problem here. But I think there's definitely a problem, and it needs to be figured out sooner than later because Boston's just going to end up spiraling here. Who knows what's going to happen? They start a 3-game series with the Blue Jays this week here, so the two cold teams in the AL East. I feel like one of them is going to get kickstarted here into drive, and whether it is the Alex Cora firing and it does shake up things and it does fire up the team a little bit, who knows? Maybe it does work. Maybe that is the plan, but. I mean, there's got to be more here, and until some accountability is taking place by upper management, there's going to be a lot of questions by the fans, by players, trying to figure out what the hell is going on with my Boston Red Sox. Just got to figure that out. Moving on here, let's give some love to the Mexico City series. Got to be honest, this, again, kind of sprung up. I knew it was happening. I forgot it was happening. But it was 2 great games between Diamondbacks and the Padres here. You had Arizona repping their City Connects one of the games. They score 4 runs in the first. Alec Thomas, the Mexican native, he hits the homer, his second of the year. That was really cool, an electric moment there. How about Ty France picking up 2 homers in this game to help the Padres lead to that comeback? Mason Miller continues to shove, picks up his 10th save, still has not given up a run. He has been as dominant has come. That second game might have even, been the game of the week. And as a whole, like I said, 3 games. This game was crazy. I mean, you have Campusano who doubles to score a run. Machado hits a 2-run homer. Then he hits a 3-run homer. So Machado's having a great day at the office. 2 homers, 5 RBIs. Diamondbacks finally get on the runs on the bottom of the 5th. Jose Fernandez, his 3rd homer, makes it 6-1. Campusano picks up his 3rd homer of the season. I love to see that. I'm a big lover, big supporter of Luis Campusano as he makes it 7-1 Padres after the top of the 6th. It's a 6-run game. Bottom of the 6th, Ildemaro Vargas continues his hot streak, his 6th homer of the season. It's a solo shot to get the Diamondbacks back within 5. Then in the bottom of the 7th, with the bases juiced, Tim Tawa, a grand slam, his first of the year, makes it a 1-run game. The inning would continue on, and with runners on, Lourdes Gurriel rips a 2-run double, and the Diamondbacks score 6 in the inning, and they have a 1-run lead, but they're not done there. Bottom 8th, Ildemaro Vargas does it again. This time it's a bases clearing triple. How about that from him? It's 11-7 Diamondbacks. Ketel Marte picks up an RBI single to kind of, put the stamp on this one. But Vargas 4 RBI day. Tawa the grand slam. He has 4 RBIs on the game. Diamondbacks go from 7-1 to 12-7, scoring 11 unanswered. I mean, these were two great electric games. Yeah, Mexico City series was 10 out of 10 in my mind. I think these games were great. I think it, showcases the talent we have in Major League Baseball. They picked two great teams to highlight in this series, and it was wonderful to see. Moving on here, let's get into the nitty-gritty things of the episode, starting off with our hot and colds from the week. No one was hotter than Carlos Cortez from the Athletics, 13 for 24, with 2 doubles, a triple, 3 homers, 7 RBIs, 4 runs, and a 1.625 OPS. How about Spencer Torkelson? What a week for him. 9 for 23 with 3 doubles, 5 home runs here. He's looking for number 6 today to continue the streak here. 5 straight games with a homer. He's got 6 RBIs, 6 runs, a 1.636 OPS. Ildemaro Valles has been hot, especially this week. 8 for 22, a double, a triple, 4 homers, 12 RBIs, 7 runs, a 1.409 OPS. Max Muncy from the Dodgers, 8 for 18, 2 doubles, 3 homers, 4 RBIs, 8 runs, 6 walks, a 1.639 OPS. And Seiya Suzuki as well, 10 for 25 with 4 homers, 6 RBIs, 5 runs, and a 1.363 OPS. Going on to the cold side of things, Willy Adames, one of the big strugglers of the week, 1 for 22 with 10 strikeouts, but he was not alone with the one hit as Dylan Dingler comes in 1 for 21 with 4 Ks. Cam Smith from the Astros, 2 for 19 with 10 Ks. Ezequiel Tovar, 2 for 24 with 9 Ks. And then Marcell Ozuna, 2 for 20 with 8 Ks. Not fun for those players this week here. As we move along here and get into our injury updates from the week, Eugenio Suarez from the Reds ends up on the 10-day IL with a strained oblique. Sean Armstrong from the Guardians, 15-day IL with a strained groin. Caleb Thalbar from the Cubs, 15-day IL stint for him with a strained hamstring. Logan O'Hoppe for the Angels down on the 10-day IL with a fractured left wrist. And then Nathan Lucas from the Blue Jays on the 10-day IL with a strained hamstring. I think the Blue Jays are one of the top 3 most injured teams right now. Them and the Astros. I think they have like 14 guys on it. Astros maybe have like 15 or 16. I think there's 1 or 2 other teams that have a lot of injuries, but Blue Jays and Astros, I know, are 2 teams that have been beat up for sure. I keep seeing these guys on the list more and more here. I mean, if we go through it really quickly, I'm going to pull it up because, like, genuinely, it has been a surprising amount of guys here. Houston has guys like Jake Myers, Jeremy Pena, Joey Loperfido, Ted Trammell, Nate Pearson, Hunter Brown, Tatsuya Amai, Hayden Wazensky, Ronald Blanco, Josh Hader, Christian Javier, and I still left out some guys there. The Blue Jays, Addison Barger, Alejandro Kirk, George Springer, Nathan Lucas, Jose Barrios, Lazaro Estrada, Jimmy Garcia, Shane Bieber, Anthony Santander, Bowden Francis, Cody Ponce. I mean, the list will go on for some of these guys here. I mean, there are some other teams with some big names here, but Blue Jays and Astros definitely taking the brunt of the injuries this year so far. As we'll take a look now at the outstanding performances from the week here. Brewers had to face Tarek Skubal on Thursday, had to face Paul Skeens on Friday, who went 7 innings, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and 7 Ks. He was nearly perfect. Michael Lorenzen against the Mets, 7 innings, 7 hits, 1 run, no walks, 3 Ks. He looked like his Italian World Baseball Classic pitching performances that he was having back in March. Emmett Sheehan from the Dodgers, 6 1/3, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 10 Ks. Garrett Crochet, he needed this start because he had been struggling. 6 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 7 Ks. How about Shane McClanahan, one of his best starts back, 5 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 7 Ks. Jake Irvin was pretty dominant as well, 5 2/3, 4 hits, no runs, no walks, and 9 Ks. How about the pitchers duel between Forrest Griffin and Sean Burke here between the Nats and White Sox? Griffin from the Nats, 7 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 8 Ks, while Sean Burke went 7 and a third, 3 hits, no runs, no walks, and 4 Ks. Spencer Arrighetti, 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 8 Ks for the Astros. How about Chase Dollander? He's been having a very nice start to the season so far and puts up one of his best starts of the season, going 7 innings, 5 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 7 Ks. Yes, it's against a very struggling Mets team. Chris Sale, close to perfection, really. 6 innings, a hit, no runs, 2 walks, and 9 Ks. When I say close to perfection, I was just looking at the hits. Only allowing 1 hit through 6 is impressive. And then last but not least, how about Kyle Harrison? You know, the piece that the Red Sox traded to the Brewers to get Caleb Durbin and others. 6 innings, 1 hit, no runs, a walk, and 12 strikeouts. A career high for Kyle Harrison. Brewers feeling pretty good about that trade as it stands right now. Let's take a look at the standings check for you for the season so far as we are getting close to the end of the first month. The Yankees lead the AL East by a game and a half. They are 18-10. The Rays in second at 16-11. And then there's a bit of a gap. Baltimore 13-15. Blue Jays 12-15. Red Sox 11-17. Yankees coming off a 8-game winning streak. They, of course, lost their last game to the Astros. In the AL Central, the Guardians and Tigers are currently tied. Both teams are at 15-14. The Twins, they have lost 5 straight games. They're 12-16 now in third, while the White Sox and Royals tied for last, both at 11-17. Royals, a desperately needed sweep against the Angels this past weekend. Into the AL West, it's still the Athletics leading the way here, 15-13. They've been great. Just a game up on the Rangers, who are at 14-14. Mariners at 14-15, starting to turn things around just a little bit on a 4-game winning streak here. Angels 12-17. They are starting to struggle, and the Astros continue to struggle with a unhealthy team. They're 11-18, similar to the Blue Jays, just a little bit worse. In the NL East, the Braves, they're 8-2 in their last 10, and they are the first team to 20 wins in 2026. They are 20-9, one of 3 teams that have yet to lose double-digit games so far. Both the Dodgers and Padres both have 9 wins on the season, with the Braves the first one of them to 20, and the division with the largest gap still remains. They're 6.5 up on the Marlins, who are in second at 13-15, 2 games under 500. The Nationals at 13-16, they continue to struggle. Meanwhile, the Phillies and Mets are the 2 worst teams in baseball. They're both 9-19, both 10.5 back of the Braves. The Phillies 1-9 in their last 10. The Mets 2-8 in their last 10. They just got swept by the Rockies, while the Phillies did get a win against the Braves to end their 10-game losing streak, but they are 1-11 in their last 12, and both are the 2 teams that have yet to win double-digit games. Everyone has won between 9 and 20 wins. Braves being in first with 20, Phillies and Mets being dead last with 9. Pretty insane stuff. And that was supposed to be the big, Braves, Phillies, Mets. That was supposed to be the big trio. If both of them suck, the Braves can walk away with this division. NL Central still remains as competitive as it has been all year long, with all 5 teams still with a positive win percentage. All of them are still above 500. The Reds, 7-3 in their last 10. They have been off to one of their best starts in recent memories. They're 18-10 with a game up on the Cubs, who, by the way, they were on a 10-game winning streak. They lost this series, though, to the Dodgers, but they won 10 before that. They're 8-2 in their last 10, 10-2 in their last 12, 17-11 on the year, a game back of the Reds, and a game up on the Pirates, who are 16-12, who have a game up and a half up on the Brewers and Cardinals, both sitting in last at 14-13, but both still one game above 500. Though the Cardinals got swept by the Mariners, they've lost 4 straight, and they are falling below 500 at that rate. In the NL West, the Dodgers have retaken the lead of division with a half a game lead over the Padres because they've played one extra game and have won that extra game. Dodgers at 19-9, the Padres at 18-9, although the Padres have been playing a great brand of baseball recently. Diamondbacks, they've been playing well as well. They're 15-12, well as well. All's well, it ends well. Giants at 13-15, Rockies at 13-16, but don't let that fool you. The Rockies have been very good, probably the best start the Rockies have had in the last 4 or 5 seasons at 13-16. So, claps for the Rockies as it stands. Yankees, Guardians/Tigers, A's, Braves, Reds, and Dodgers are your current division leaders. That is your standings check. Which brings us to the upcoming series here for the week. What's the baseball that is on? The Astros are in Baltimore to take on the Orioles. We have a battle of the 4th and 5th teams in the AL East, Red Sox and the Blue Jays. The Rays taking on the Guardians, while the Mariners, they're hot right now. They're going on to face the Twins. Angels, we got a chance to handle off that sweep of the Royals that they just had. They get to go to Chicago to take on the White Sox. The Royals, meanwhile, they're hot. They go play the A's in Sacramento. The Yankees are going to Texas to take on the Rangers. The Giants in Philly to take on the Phillies as they try to see which one of those 2 teams can get jump-started here. The Nationals will play the Mets. Those 2 teams, man, Phillies and Mets, someone's got to figure it out. Tigers will play the best team in the Atlanta Braves. Cardinals off to facing Pirates. The Rockies facing the Reds. Diamondbacks versus the Brewers. Cubs at Padres, 2 of, I would say, the hotter teams in baseball. They go head-to-head, while the Marlins have a trip with the Dodgers. That, ladies and gentlemen, is your upcoming series for the week. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our episode here today. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you all for tuning on in, listening to another episode of The Middle of the Order. I appreciate you all if you've gotten to this far in the episode, or if you just skipped to this far. The fact that you even clicked on this episode, whether on YouTube or Spotify, Apple Music, etc., I appreciate you very much. Let me know your thoughts and takes on what was said. Let me know what you're excited for. Let me know whatever you want to let me know. Let me know something. I'm excited to hear about it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, buddy, so much. And I will see you on Friday.